I'm Jacob Ryder. I'm CEO of Alliance for Better Health. We're a health services company that works to improve the health of the people that we serve. The people we serve are Medicaid members and the uninsured. Our goal is to address social determinants of health, things like food, housing, and transportation, so that those challenges don't cascade into medical problems. So the concept that we often use is upstreaming. So we work upstream so that people's problems are addressed as easily and as inexpensively as possible. And of course, if we address problems before they cascade into the medical issues, then we prevent the suffering that occurs when that happens. So this question is about what problem was I facing before I was working with NACOA? And here's the problem with that problem. I've been working with NACOA for more than 10 years, so I don't really remember. I worked for a big company. She and I had worked together at said big company, and I think I was struggling with many of the things that one struggles with at a big company. Misalignment with senior leadership, perhaps, or feeling like I needed to compete with other people and get ahead, or be ahead, or be better than other people, or other people who thought they needed to piss on my fire hydrant because that's what the corporate culture caused them to do. So struggling with those things, and I think a core of much of it was not being confident enough in myself that I was enough, that who I was and what I was doing and the contributions that I was making to the company were enough, and that I didn't have to be better than other people, and I didn't have to compete for success, that I could collaborate towards success. I think that's a lot of what I was working with NACOA on back then, which is different from what we're doing today. I chose NACOA, I think, for two reasons. One, I was always very comfortable talking with her, and I think she was always careful to express to me that she was not judging me. She was always an ear and a helpful guide toward my definition of success rather than her own. She never imposed her ideas or imposed her values. She always extracted mine. So that was number one. Number two, she doesn't pull her punches. She asks the tough questions, and sometimes she'll preface a tough question with something like, now I'm going to call you on that, or, well, hold on a second, or I'm going to speak freely now. So that kind of candor has been very helpful for me, and in fact, something that I have done my best to emulate as I work with colleagues and peers to help them understand their true path and to help them achieve it. I've worked with NACOA a number of times in a number of different roles. So I think that the key of my experience with NACOA over time has been depending on where I am and what work setting I'm in and what personal life time I'm in, chapter I'm in. She's helped me in different ways. In my current role as the CEO of a medium-sized, small company, we're about 40 employees. NACOA has helped us to establish a common language, a common framework, a common way that we as teams interact with each other, and how we define success together, and how we define the ground rules for our collaborative interactions, either internally or as we interact with organizations or people from other organizations. So she's helped us as a team in that way to establish this, but also for me personally, she's helped me to clarify my intentions and to help me achieve the goals that I define for myself and for others. I've recommended NACOA a number of times to both colleagues within organizations and also colleagues who have worked either in small organizations, in startup companies, in medium-sized companies, and in very big companies. And what I offer to colleagues who are struggling with various things about both strategy and tactics is that NACOA is a very effective coach to help folks understand both their internal motivations and intentions, but also to process and interpret the intentions, motivations, and actions of other people so that we can respond rather than react in an effective way. And by and large, all of the people that I have referred to NACOA have told me that she was incredibly helpful to them in helping them achieve their goals. Indeed, one colleague, and I'll preface this with it's not about the money, but one colleague called me a few weeks ago. She got a huge raise at work, and she said, I got this huge raise, and it was all because of NACOA. And I was like, that's bizarre and kind of fascinating because NACOA doesn't generally work on dollars and cents. It's much more about what's internal. But NACOA helped this individual define the value that she represented to the company that she was working for. And NACOA helped her express that value in a dispassionate yet clear manner. And the CEO responded and gave her the recognition that she deserved, both in terms of title, but also in terms of compensation. So good for her.